What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, we got the good old paperweight right behind us. So pretty much I haven't really done much to the car since we parked it. Honestly, I haven't even touched it. But one thing I did do is, if you guys remember, I tried to do a leak down test and it didn't work. The tool that I bought was useless, did nothing for me. I couldn't even adjust it. I couldn't even use it. Didn't work. So I got another one. I spent like an extra 10-20 bucks for it. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it down below, and it's a much better quality. So if you guys are interested in this one and it works pretty well, I'll link it down below if you guys want to get one for yourself. But for today, I forgot my camera stand again in Brampton, so we're gonna have to go with the flow. I'm gonna probably rest you guys on this garbage bin right here, and then hopefully it's a good angle. Some squirrels making some weird noises right now. But yeah, let's get to this. It's nothing really special. We got to remove cylinder 4 spark plug. But before we do that, we're going to start the car real briefly, just to burn out any fuel that's left in the system. I think it's a 15 amp fuse you got to pull out. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, so just using your tool that comes with the car, just pull out that 15 amp fuse right there. And once you start the car, the fuel pump will not kick on and the car will just stall out pretty much. So any fuel that's in these lines will just burn out pretty much and it'll be empty. So do that, and then we can go ahead and start moving the spark plug back there. So it looks like there was no fuel to begin with, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and start taking out the spark plug. Again, I'm kind of working with what I got. You guys are literally resting on a garbage can right now, so I don't know how well I'll be able to film this, so I might just take it out and show you. So be right back. Okay, I am losing daylight very fast, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I did manage to take out cylinder 4 coil pack. This cylinder 2, I think that's cylinder 2 and that's 4. I did break this clip the last time I was in here, so that is something I'm gonna have to replace, which is fine. I don't think they're that cheap, and I think you could buy them from Subaru, or you can buy them somewhere, I know that. So we are gonna have to get that. So yeah, now that we're in here, I'll show you guys the tool I got. All right, so this is the new cylinder leak tester kit I got. It's OTC, whatever that company is. Never used them, never heard of them. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what really makes a good cylinder leak down test good and what makes it a bad one. The last one I had was kind of like one of those like cheap OEM brand ones that you can get from like Canadian Tire or just like your local parts store that you would normally rent. And it did not work. It was horrible, and I think I showed you guys why it didn't work. But right away I did kind of peek at this one. It's a lot more like heavy duty, which is nice. But the reason why the last one didn't work was when I pulled this regulator, I guess, valve out, I couldn't adjust it. So here you adjust your PSI. On the other one I couldn't adjust it, and because of that I couldn't actually do the test. So luckily this one works. I'm very happy about that. And just by the weight and the fact that the box is like a nice heavy duty box, I'm looking forward to using this. I'm running out of daylight. It's kind of hard to show this, but let me pull the hoses out. The main part of the show, I guess. This is what you get in there. This thing is like really heavy duty. I think it's gonna last, and it's a lot better than what I had last time. But pretty much you get this hose and you screw on one of the fittings to the end of it, and then this hose threads in where your spark plug is. And then the quick connect connects to there, and then your air compressor connects to there, and then you can tell your readings here. So let me get this all set up, and I'll kind of run you guys quickly through how you check your I guess compression, or like what this is how you check for leaks. I don't know. This is my first time doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. Just found out you actually don't need to use any of these fittings if you have a Subaru, I guess, because the thread on there is the same as the spark. Again, you guys are gonna have to work with me. I don't really have the greatest lighting here, but yeah, it looks the same to me. Let's thread this in, and then we can begin testing. Okay, so I just got the hose in, cylinder 4 back there, and it's kind of an awkward thing to do. You kind of just shove it in there blindly, and you just got to kind of rotate and hope that the threads kind of grab. That's literally the only way that I can figure out how to do it. I don't know if there's a better way, but I think that's how you do it. I've gone ahead, connected it to the tool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the crank pulley. I think it's like a 21 or 20 bolts on the end of that right there. We're going to rotate it, and we're trying to find the dead center, I think it is, for the piston that we're looking for. And you know when you're there, when it starts to build compression, and you'll see these needles, or this needle right here, the one that says pressure, you'll see it kind of twitch, and that's when you know you're there, and then you can kind of start the test. It might take me a couple tries to get it. Again, this is my first time, never done it, so wish me luck. Okay, so now that it's hooked up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a 21 mil, which is right here on my socket, throw it on the crank pulley, and we're going to rotate the engine until we get the piston that we're measuring. We want to have it at the top of the compression, and to know that, you have to look at our gauge, and you'll see the pressure gauge on the right. This one, you'll see it kind of twitch, and that means we're building pressure in there. And then once we rotate it and it stops twitching, that means we're at top dead center, I guess, for the piston, at least from my understanding. And then we could throw some air into here, and then we got to listen and see if there's any leaks, or where it's coming from at least. So I'm going to start rotating this and see if I can get this thing set up correctly. So just like look at the gauge. So we're looking for the right gauge, the needle to move, and we know we're starting to build compression in cylinder 4, which is the one we're measuring. And once we see it stop moving, we know we're at the top of the compression, or the top of the piston's at the top.
I don't even see nothing moving, so I don't know what you're talking about top.
Wait, last time I moved, why is it not moving now? Oh,
there
see,
you go.
It's moving now. Okay, so it's moving. Still moving. I feel like it moved a little there. Okay, didn't move. Okay, so in theory, the piston should be at the top of its compression travel, whatever you call it. I don't really know. This is my first time doing this. I don't know what's going on. So now we hook up the air compressor to this, and then we listen to see if we hear leaking and where it's coming from. Obviously, we have a leak somewhere. We just got to figure out where it's coming from. I have my money on the on ringland failure. Before, I thought it was the intake or exhaust valve. Honestly, looking into it a little bit more, I think it's ringland failure. We'll see. I don't know which one's cheaper to fix. Either way, it's not cheap, but we'll get it figured out.
Just the tea bag. I can't zoom in because I have mittens on.
Oh no.
But I was gonna zoom in on the tea bag as you were talking for comical purposes, but I can't stop it either.
Yeah, I'll stop it. Alright guys, it's the next day. This compressor was leaking out like crazy right there, so we had to get another one. So we got this little tiny one, and it actually did the trick, and I will show you the results in a sec. So with the compressor outside, I can come here and we loosen this up. If I can get that back, loosen that up, and if you can hear this, you can hear that, that means we have ringland failure, which really sucks, but I had a feeling that was the case. So since we had the noise coming out of here, that means we have a leak from ringland. It sucks. It is what it is. If it was one of the valves, it would have came from either the intake or the exhaust, but it is definitely coming from the crankcase, which obviously the oil cap and stuff that leads to your crankcase. So that sucks. It is what it is. We're gonna have to pull it out either way. It was just nice to know what was wrong with it exactly. There's not really much else I can do right now, so I'm gonna go ahead, start removing all this stuff, cleaning up the engine bay, putting it back together, I guess, to an amount. Doesn't all have to go in, but at least so if I need to crank the car for a sec, I can. I'm going to try to not run the car if I don't have to, but I think we're going to try to make some room to get it further into the garage, because as you can see, right on the edge, and winter's about to come, and it ain't going to be fun. So give me a sec. I'm going to put all this back together to some degree, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, that's it for another video. I mean, how did I think this was going to play out? It played out exactly how I thought it was going to. As soon as I saw it was cylinder 4 misfire, I knew. I was like, I just felt it. I didn't think it was going to happen this early on, I'll admit. You know, it happens. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It is how it is. You can't beat yourself up for it. You can't get down about it. It is what it is. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it'll be something new and exciting to learn. It's definitely something I've never done, and I am very nervous for it. But I think it'll be fun. And I think, in all honesty, I think in the end it'll be well worth it seeing this girl back on the road once again. For right now, everything is pretty much put back together. It's not like daily driving put back together, but enough to where if I need to do something, she can move around. Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave her as this for a little bit longer. I'm not really ready to order parts yet. It's just I need to get the engine out first, see exactly what we're dealing with. I am hoping we can salvage the short block. I know for sure we're going to be replacing the pistons and the bearings. Those two, 100% we're changing. Rods, I don't know. I have to think about it and do a little bit more research. But since we're in there, I'm thinking we might as well replace it too. Clutch, we're probably going to leave. It has 60,000 on it, as long as it's the original. But I've already, spent so much on this. I don't really want to buy a clutch as well. We did have some parts come in here in that big white box right there, if you kind of want to guess what that is. So, big plans for the STI. She should be making more power when she's back together. That's the plan. If you guys have any tips or anything you guys ran into, or any suggestions as to what I should do or look into, I'm open ears. This is the first. Everything I know pretty much is from research. So, since this has been happening, I think the STI now has been down for about a month. I've been doing lots of research, watching videos, seeing what people do, recommendations, and I've just been going from there. So yeah, I really don't know how to end this out other than, we'll see how it goes. I really don't know. Winter is we'll see, winter's now. Winter's already a thing. It's freezing out. My hands are frozen, and I am really dreading pulling this thing out in the winter. But it is what it is. We'll have to figure out a way to jack her up because the front's completely aired out and the rear stayed up, which, great. We have some sort of air leak. There's lots we're going to have to do this thing. It's one step at a time. Day by day, we'll get to it. On that note, I guess, if you guys enjoy the video, want to see how this thing goes, please leave a like and subscribe. I could really use the subscribers now. This is really costing a lot more than I was ready to spend, but it is what it is. So, and on that note, guys, take it easy.